Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up. Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light this shit up.
Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of What If Deku had every quirk. I'm not making an excuse for why I disappeared. I didn't feel like recording. I just felt really sick, but I'm not making an excuse. Anyway, for the next part, like goals, 100 likes. You banned the last Whatif if you enjoyed it. I thought it was really cool. You guys seem to like the way I changed the story about. So let's just jump straight into this. Oh yeah, for the memes, let's see if I can pop my neck again. I do. Nope. No, my neck's safe. I'll pop it at the end. Anyway, last time we left off, it was ending with Deku and the god, who you guys today decided to name Divinium. They fought for control over Deku's body. Their consciousness became to clash, and it seemed though their fight was tearing each other apart. Until they came into their own merged mindscape, where the god's Divinium was slowly fading. And darkness exploding from him. Something was wrong. His reincarnation wasn't correct, it was corrupt. But there was a way to complete this reincarnation. They had to fuse. Suddenly losing all the pride he had, thinking he was better than the mortals, Divinium realised that he needs their help and he needs to accept them. And Deku, just being wanting to be a hero, helped them, no questions asked, and they fused. When this happens, power exploded from Deku's body, blowing all for one away. It seemed damaging him and dampening his quirk for the time being, while the opposite happened for All Might. Yes, blown away, but he was healed. His quirk levels restored, even boosted before what they were at its prime. The symbol of peace is back, stronger than ever. But then Deku passes out. He wakes up in a hospital at UA. And the first thing he does when he sits up is try to get up. But machines come out and restrain him to the bed. They do not want to take any risks. They don't want to take risks that this kid's a villain. He knows about All Might's power. He seems to be too strong. But Deku already knew deep down this would do nothing to him. And he just says, "Let me go." And the machine holding him down seems to malfunction and just blow away from him. He gets up and carries on walking. All Might appears there and tries to blow him back, but Deku, something's different about him. His presence is it's different. It's divine, yet again. But not the divine where he seems unprotected. It's pure divinity. He is angelic. And All Might throws not his strongest punch. He throws a 5% punch attempting to knock Deku out. Deku blocks it with his finger and tightly taps All Might on the head, sending him flying through a wall. Eraserhead, thinking this was a job for him, jumps down and erases Deku's quirk, or what he thinks. But just by doing this, he erased the protection that Deku was putting on him. Sorry if you heard that bang, it was Daisy. And Deku's aura was released, blowing them all away, shattering the walls. This instantly stopped Azawa's quirk from happening, and Deku managed to reset his aura. And he's thinking, phew, that's good. If I let the aura get out of control, I would have destroyed the universes. And Deku finally gets to Nezu's office. And before Nezu can try anything, Deku uses mind control to figure out what happened. He was kept there in case he went berserk or decided he was a villain. But he reassured them and even showed them proof that he wasn't a villain, and All Might trusted him, which made literally every other hero trust him. He was asked about his quirk, and he explained to them that his quirk is Divinium. It's the god of quirks, basically. Divinium translates the god of quirks, it doesn't actually, but I'm just saying it does. And they all just get shocked. But they tried to accept it as much as they could. But there were some who were jealous of how strong Deku was. Some who wanted that power for themselves. Some who have been fighting for that #1 spot but could never get it. The flame hero Endeavor. He was enraged and yelled at Deku, "You do not deserve this power, you're a child. Give it to me, I'll use it far superior to protect the world." And Deku just looks at him with a smug face and says no. And Endeavor explodes with anger and says, "You dare disobey me!" And he charges at him. Deku suddenly, his perfect control of his emotion disappears. His air glows up.
You say that I dare disobey you. What are you actually? You're just a sorry number 2 hero. You have no right to my power, no claim to it. I was born with this power, I earned this power, I made this power mine. And what did you do? You just moaned. You just complained. You just whined like the little baby you are. If you can hit your family around, you can deal with being told no once in your life. This power is not mine, but if I have to tell you again, don't think I'm joking. No stutter, no mumble. I will end your life. I will sever your bloodline. And more importantly, I will make you powerless in front of the world.
I hope you like that bit of pent-up aggression. And Endeavor gets blown back a bit, but he still tries fighting back. Deku's had enough. He raises his hands out and shatters Endeavor's arms. Endeavor screams in pain, but Deku's bloodlust is leaking out. The other heroes try to stop him, but Deku hits them around and just goes over into Endeavor, crying on the floor, and stamps on his face. You think one be enough? No, there's a pool of blood beneath Endeavor for the 2-minute beating, getting thrown into walls, beaten up, impaled. The rainbow hair in Deku starts going black. That dark, and he drop. Oh, don't tell me it lagged out again. Oh, sorry guys, my mic lagged out. And he dropped to the floor, thinking, that darkness, it's came back. And he's trying to fight it off, but it's becoming painful. And he gets dragged into his own mind. He just sees a dark figure standing there and gets ready for a fight.
Who are you? Who are you? Get out of my head. Leave me alone. Why does everyone want this power? It's not yours. I need to...
Deku's head starts killing as he's trying to fight off the reason. He can feel this darkness trying to invade his mind. He takes a deep breath and thinks, no, I can't let them. I can't let them take control. I promised him. I promised Divinium that I would help protect him, use his power to save the people and find the one he loved. And the voice in the back of his head is Divinium.
Kid, it's okay. I'm still here. Try hear it out.
Deku's hair and 8 rainbows light up and he explodes light from him, blowing the darkness away, at least a shed of it. That was my neighbour if you heard that sneeze. And when he comes back, he's in shock. He can see himself, but a more a more blank, plain, dull version of himself. He says, "Who are you?" And he says, "I am you, you are me. I am the true God, not a false divinium." And he says, "What?" Suddenly, all of his past memories, all information rushes into his head. Deku says, I'm the god of beginning. I'm the god of gods. Oh. You wonder what happened? Deku, where I said in the last part, Deku was somehow fighting off a god, but the Divinium had no clue he was also fighting a god. Deku was a god himself. He is the pure, perfect incarnation of the beginning, the god of beginning, the first ever being in existence, the first essence of energy, of life. He created all other gods. He is the most powerful being in existence. The Divinium realizes this, but they have a feud going on. The first thing he does is come out of Deku's body in his somewhat glowy form and strikes the god of beginning. He's shocked. His strike does nothing. It gets blocked. And this dull Deku hits the Divinium in the stomach, sending him flying backwards, tearing through it. Deku jumps up and Divinium Deku absorbs Divinium again and transforms into his own god state. He charges down at this other him and hits him full power. The god of beginning was shocked. This was some strange power. He got sent flying back. Deku smirking raised up his hand and shoot a huge blast at him. The god just put his hand up and seemed to erase reality, or it seems like, and the attack just disappeared. Next, as the world around them shifted to whatever the god of beginning wanted, chaining Deku down. The god of the beginning just laughed. He had no clue what was about to happen. Deku's hair turned black yet again, and he says in a deep voice,
You said I'm in your incarnation, right? That means you're just a fake, old, withered old man. I'm the real deal now.
And Deku's hair goes fully black and he explodes with power, seeming to already have controlled the power of beginning, and manipulates the person in front of him onto his knees, placing the hand on his head, lifting his leg up high and slamming it back down. He then picks up this, what seems to be new god, by the throat, tells him to explain himself. Deku learns that the god of quirks was a reincarnation. He attempted to become Deku. Deku is an incarnation. He is the god of beginning, just in a younger body, more powerful body, a body more fit to host their power. And Deku thinks, so, you're me. I don't see the resemblance, and starts laughing. The god of beginning has enough, and power radiates from him, and he literally explodes Deku's arm. He thought that would be enough to stop him, just to see that Deku's arm heals like it's nothing. And he's thinking, yes, the only reason the god of quirks was able to stand against me. He has a cheat code. He can create any power he wants. That power can be very OP, such as being unable to be erased by me, or in your case, that insane healing factor you have. Now, I guess it would basically be impossible for me to win this. So let's come to a deal. You and the god of quirks fused your bodies. How about me and you fuse our souls? And Deku thinks of this for a second and says, wait a minute, before I answer that, you were released when me and Divinian were fighting. You were that black energy that radiated from him. Why were you inside him? The dull looking Deku just laughs and says, that stupid twat created a quirk to trap me inside himself and used me as a power source to increase his own power. But he eventually couldn't handle it. I had enough. And as you could ask him, he got a lot of karma. I tore him apart on the inside, ruining his power. I basically nearly absorbed him. I basically killed him. And that is why, after he was too weak to hold me in, I escaped. And now he's fearing for his life. He knows if I wanted to, I could erase him from existence. But the only reason I could fuse souls with you is because he's made your body strong enough to handle it. So I guess he fulfilled his role. Deku thinks for a second and agrees, and shakes the hand. Unlike before, he feels an immense pain and screams. He comes back down into reality with his hair black in front of the heroes, and says, I'm not only the god of quirks, I'm the god of beginning. And passes out. Time skip time. We're gonna time skip to 2 months before Deku goes into the UA. He's already on a recommendation, basically being the strongest thing alive. But he's trained his quirks, and he's trained his god power, and it's slowly more getting a grip on it. He can make himself invulnerable. He's immortal, and one of his favourite abilities is lock on. Any attack he shoots will not miss, no matter how stupid it is. He could turn around and lock onto someone on the other side of the world and punch, and it would still hit them. It's an undodgeable, unblockable attack, and it makes Deku feel like the true god. No matter what, no one can stand against him. Especially with his second favourite quirk, one shot. As soon as Deku touches you or anything using this quirk, you instantly get beaten. It's up to Deku if you die or you go unconscious. He combined them two quirks to become the true tyrant of power. And now, we go to the UA entrance exam. Deku's in there muttering to himself. Oh, oopsie. I messed up. I broke the voice changer. The voice changer, that's my bad. Okay, let's try this again. Deku goes to their entrance exam, and he's sitting in there muttering. And Ida stands up and yells at him to stop muttering. Deku sends a small snake of darkness, and it wraps around Ida, chilling him down to the bone. And Deku says, "You think you're so special. I'm sick of this hero society. You just all think you're the best. Let me guess, you're rich. Let me guess, you're from a hero family. Let me guess, that thinks you mean you have a special pass to walk around your way as you wish. Thinking you're better than me, better than them, better than her. Well, let me tell you a little secret.
Lose the attitude, or lose your life."
Deku gets a lot more agitated as he's sick of this stupid society of heroes. If you're from a hero family, you're basically worshipped as a god. If you're rich, you could do as you wanted. If you had a powerful quirk, you would be excused from everything as long as they thought there was a chance of you being a hero. Deku's only goal in life right now, other than finding Divinium's true love, was to break down the society to nothing, to dust, and rebuild it in the correct way. Not just his way, the true way, where just because I'm a hero doesn't mean I can't be arrested, or just because I have a good quirk means that I can go around bullying someone and have no consequences. And Ida sits down, scared to the bone, and now is actually thinking about what was said to him. President Mike gets a shiver a bit. He knows Deku a bit more now, due to he helped train him a bit, and he knows that Deku probably would have nearly snapped on Ida there. But after it's explained, they go to the entrance exam. Mike says, "Okay, well, to explain this test," but before he can even do anything, Deku busts through, and Ida tries saying he's cheating, and that Shadow Snake appears again, and Mike says, "Not cheating. If this was a real life situation, heroes wouldn't wait to hear about the situation, would they? They'd go in and try to save as many people as they could." And Deku goes in there, and he's just barely awake. He's swiping his finger around, just destroying multiple robots and just compressing them. And he gets bored. He gets to roughly 700 points, and as Owl calls him and asks him to stop, he agrees to it and begins going back. That's until Neji releases a 0-point robot, and a girl gets stuck. It was a blue-haired girl who was apparently there to help clean up the mess. Her name was Najire. She was known as part of the Big Three. Deku knew about this already, though. And Neji attempts to try to stop the robot, but it's lost control. Something's controlling it. And we just see go to another little place, a little base with Orpha on there. His quirk slowly return into him as he controls this robot. Deku straight away runs towards it, even though the gods inside him said not to. They forget it's his body, they're just his power source. He transforms into his Divinium state and jumps up and changes the robot down to its molecular state, and it becomes a bow staff. And that's when many others appear. Portals appear as Orpha, connected to a quirk boosting machine for the time being, sends many robots. There he uses his bow staff and ignites it with angelic power and throws it. A nuclear bomb that basically the size of a red atom bomb goes off, but Deku contains it, condenses it, so the world survives and everything in it is just erased into nothingness. And then Deku absorbs the rest of the blast. Anyway guys, hope that you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you share, like, hit the like goal. Let's get to 14k. It will mean a lot to me. I mean, let's get the 15k, then 16, then 17, then 18, then 19, then 20, then 100, then a million, then 10 million, then 50 million, and 100 million. Then let's be the first channel to hit 1 billion. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but I hope you guys do enjoy. Peace out, guys. Bye, Mr. Boone.